מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחad. Like to invite up members of the, let me get the name right, the Hadassah Tri-City chapter, thank you, who have graciously coordinated a very special guest speaker who you'll be hearing from a little bit later. I'd like to invite all of the members of the Hadassah chapter to come and light candles. And we'll first lead into it with a reading on page 126, followed by the blessing on page 120.
I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We'll turn to page 138 for the words of Lecha Dodi. As is our custom, we'll sing the first, second, and last verses. When we get to that last verse, we'll rise, face the doorway to welcome in the Sabbath bride. Page 138. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai, alalai, 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 pnei Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 Pnei Shabbat, nekabela, Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Ishmi'anu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'li tehila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 Pnei Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 Pnei Shabbat, nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 Bnei Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 Bnei Shabbat, nekabela. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 Pnei Shabbat, nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalalai, 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 Pnei Shabbat, nekabela. We'll remain standing. Turn to page 146 for the words of Baruch Hu, the call to prayer. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Please be seated. I'd like to invite Karen D. to join me to read some words on page 149. Karen, you've been volunteered. Page 149.
Do not be afraid of the microphone. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, for whom the evening flows. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Thank you.
Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Page 150. We'll be celebrating Shavuot in just a couple of days, our celebration of receiving the Torah, which is seen as the greatest gift that we could have ever received as a people. So we'll sing these words of Ahavat Olam. They remind us that the Torah is a gift of love. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Havta, Amcha Havta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu uv'kumenu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha uv'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem nege yomam v'layla nege yomam v'layla ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu leolamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael Ohev Amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Page 154. Let's chant the words of Yahavta together. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha b'veitecha, uv'lechtecha v'derech, uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha, uv'kshartam leot al yadecha, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם emet. I'd like to invite Joe to read some words to lead us into Micha Mocha, page 157.
Short person. You have to get close. Thank you. There we go. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
We'll sing the song of our redemption, page 158. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 yai lai 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 lai. Micha mocha va'elim Adonai, micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Malechutecha ra'u v'necha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zelianu ve'amru, Zelianu ve'amiru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. V'nemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov, u'ge'alo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael. We'll turn the page 160, as we sing our nighttime prayer. We ask that that shelter of peace, that Sukkot Shalom, be spread over us, over our community, over all the world, and over Jerusalem. Page 160. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. right. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Turn to page 164 and rise for the Amidah. Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chaim V'Chesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, Umidom Melach, Melech Memit Umechaye, Umatzmeach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We continue silently. Page 180. We're in the middle of the page. Yehu leratzon imrefi vehegyom libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri Adonai tzuri vegoali vegoali. It's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker this evening. Karen Bloom is in her first year as region president of the Central Pacific Coast region of Hadassah. She previously served as the regional Jewish and Israel education chair, regional VP of membership, and region OVP, and was also secretary of your local chapter for many years. Karen has been a life member of Hadassah since the age of 7, carrying on the tradition of her mother and both grandmothers. In her spare time, Karen is a middle school math teacher at Piedmont Middle School, where she's also been the co-advisor of several clubs, such as No Place for Hate, Safe Space Club, the Jewish Club, the Mathletes, and the Safe School Ambassadors. In addition, she's volunteered with many community groups related both directly and indirectly to her work. Community groups like the Piedmont Anti-Racism and Diversity Committee, Piedmont Racial Equity Campaign, Showing Up for Racial Justice, Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America, and more. Karen is married to Rabbi Mark Bloom, who famously was the song leader here, I believe, and who now serves Temple Beth Abraham in Oakland, so you must have trained him well. They have 2 adult sons, Micah and Jonah, and Rabbi Bloom, Micah, and Jonah are all Hadassah associates as well. I thought I should mention that. We're really delighted to have you, Karen, to speak to us about Hadassah. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, everyone. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you for having me, and a big thank you to the Tri-City chapter of Hadassah for this beautiful Shabbat celebration that we're all going to enjoy after services as well. For those of you who are not familiar with Hadassah, the Women's Zionist Organization of America, our organization was founded by Henrietta Zold in 1912, a mere 113 years ago. After she traveled from her Baltimore home to visit what was then called Palestine, where she saw the dire need for basic nutrition, education, sanitation, and medical care. She returned to Baltimore and organized her women's study group to raise enough money to send 2 nurses to Palestine. This was the very beginning seed that led to the Hadassah Medical Organization that we now call HMO. Hadassah is HMO and so much more. We, the women of Hadassah, the Women's Zionist Organization of America, are volunteers who focus on the land, the people, and the future of Israel. Hadassah changes lives in Israel, the US, and worldwide through medicine and women's health, education, advocacy, and youth development. We, the women of Hadassah, are the owners, not just supporters, of 2 hospital campuses in Jerusalem, Ein Kerem and Mount Scopus, and 2 youth aliyah villages north of Tel Aviv on the coast of Israel, Meir Shveya and Hadassah Norim. We are 300,000 members and supporters strong, and we are an important part of Jewish life in America. Since October 7th, 2023, more than ever before in Israel's history, our enemy, we call Amalek, which is today's Hamas, Hezbollah, and Houthis, etc., other external extremists and enemies, have violated Israel's borders, shattering that tenuous peace that has characterized everyday life in Israel for the last number of years. Hamas ruthlessly and brutally tortured and murdered innocent civilians, some in their beds and safe rooms, others peacefully dancing at a music festival. Hamas also took 250 people hostage, and 58 of them remain held captive in Gaza. Since that fateful October day, Israel's IDF has been forced to fight in an ongoing war. The country and many Jews from around the world suffer and mourn for every Israeli and Palestinian who has been killed during this war. Once again, as it has countless times since its founding, Hadassah, the Women's Zionist Organization of America, has intensified its efforts to support Hadassah's hospitals and youth Aliyah villages. This support is in line with Hadassah's core mission, the healing of the people of Eretz Yisrael. Since 1933, when the youth Aliyah movement first began, Hadassah has been supporting its youth Aliyah villages. Following extensive renovations, the Psychological Therapy Center at the Meir Shveya Youth Village near Haifa was dedicated in late 2024 as the Ellen Hershkin Therapeutic Center in honor of our 26th national president, Ellen Hershkin. At the Hadassah Nurim Youth Village near Netanya, the spacious redesigned emergency shelter was opened. That shelter will serve as a secure space and as a leisure and activity center year-round. It will be a secure space and command center during emergencies. I think that's important to add. I didn't want to skip that. In response to the urgent need for rehabilitation services for Israel's wounded soldiers and civilians, Hadassah opened the Gandel Rehabilitation Center on Mount Scopus in January of 2024, 4 months ahead of schedule. This 323,000 square foot, 8-story center offers a host of special treatments, including physical and occupational therapy, physiotherapy, hydrotherapy, and respiratory and orthopedic rehabilitation. It houses a PTSD center and rehabilitation for neurological problems caused by brain, spinal cord injuries, and nervous system injuries. Since the October 7th attack and the war that followed, there's been a dramatic increase in the need for rehabilitative care among wounded civilians and soldiers, as you can imagine. Hundreds have required and will continue to require weeks, months, and even years of specialized inpatient and outpatient rehabilitation for severe physical injuries, as well as psychological and mental health treatment. Hadassah physiotherapists treat patients suffering from a wide range of conditions, from neurological to orthopedic injuries, in a supportive and caring environment. The Gandel Rehabilitation Center, with its most up-to-date facilities, focuses on the specialized needs and goals of each individual that comes through its doors. The occupational therapy department is dedicated to improving the overall quality of life for our patients. Hydrotherapy is invaluable in helping patients ease pain throughout their regimen. Treatments take place in temperature-controlled warm water pools. The Gandel Rehabilitation Center is Hadassah's gift to the people of Israel, a gift given at a time when it was most critically needed. Here in the United States, Hadassah has been an outspoken advocate. Despite the overwhelming evidence that they have been presented with, UN leaders have never held Hamas accountable for the sexual violence its members perpetrated against men and women, nor has the UN taken decisive steps towards justice. During this year's 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, Hadassah, with its Education and Advocacy Division, took the lead among 65 organizations to call on the Secretary General and other UN leadership to stand up and show that sexual violence against women and girls will never be tolerated or excused. Holding perpetrators accountable is critical to deterring future use of sexual violence as a weapon of war. As a global humanitarian organization, Hadassah remains committed to standing up for women everywhere. Hadassah is proud of its long history. More than a century ago, Hadassah set up clinics and hospitals in pre-state Israel. curing blindness, containing the 1918 pandemic, and saving women from a, get this, 50% mortality rate. We are proud that in 2025, Newsweek magazine recognized Hadassah's hospitals for its pioneering use of smart technology. Newsweek also recognized the HMO, Hadassah Medical Organization, for its excellence in cardiology and oncology. Hadassah's leaders and members, all of us here in the United States, have raised funds to meet the urgent needs of our extended Israeli family. We have lobbied for US and world support for Israel in light of the October 7th attack and against the anti-Semitic backlash faced by Jews in the US and throughout the world. We've educated on evolving Zionism and on combating anti-Semitism. We have offered emotional support through solidarity missions to Israel for leaders and members of Hadassah chapters nationwide. Am Yisrael Chai is the prayer that is, and the call to action that is on our lips and in our hearts. Ultimately, we know that Israelis and Jews all over the world want peace to prevail. To quote former Israeli Prime Minister Golda Meir, when peace comes, we will perhaps be in time able to forgive the Arabs for killing our sons, but it will be harder for us to forgive them for having forced us to kill theirs. Peace will come when Arabs love their children more than they hate ours. And current Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu famously quoted her, Golda Meir, when he said in 2006, if the Arabs put down their weapons today, there would be no more violence. If the Jews put down their weapons today, there would be no more Israel. Which means that sadly, Israel has to continue to use arms to defend itself as long as there are enemies who are continuing to try to wipe us off the face of the earth. To close, I have two short stories that will give you a taste of some of Hadassah's successes. Story number one is titled Los Angeles Stories. Two older men, one an octogenarian, one a nonagenarian, were hospitalized one floor apart in the Sarah Weissman Davidson Hospital Tower at Hadassah Ein Kerem in Jerusalem. Both, it turned out, were from Los Angeles. Mr. W, 92, is a project design engineer who made Aliyah with his wife, who was an active Hadassah member in Los Angeles. After a fall, he underwent head and neck surgery and was recovering in the general intensive care unit on the second floor. In the cardiac intensive care unit, just one floor above him, was a fellow Angelino, Mr. T, 84, a well-known Los Angeles politician and educator. Not well-known to me, but well-known. He's a tourist who came to visit his daughter, a popular social media journalist. Again, not popular to me, but popular. And their grandchildren. The daughter recognized that Dad was a bit pale and suffering from breathing problems when she came to pick him up at the hotel. The taxi driver helped her call the emergency service. When an ambulance arrived, she asked the medic where he would take his own father in such a situation. And you all know the answer. To Hadassah Ein Kerem. It's the best, he replied. Mr. T had life-threatening stenosis of the right artery and other heart complications. One of the cardiologists, Gabby Elbaz Greener, grew up in Kiryat Malachi, Hebrew for City of Angels, a twin city of Los Angeles. The top-of-the-line cardiac intensive care unit was donated by Moshe Silagi in memory of his beloved wife, Andrea Silagi, a Hadassah leader. May her memory be a blessing. Moshe and Andrea had picked out this life-saving room together as a donation before Andrea passed away from a rare cancer. Every day, the Silagis' gift is saving lives. And the Silagis, by the way, are also from Los Angeles. Mr. W is now in rehab, and Mr. T is back in Los Angeles. Last story, number two, lunch with friends saved his life. Shuval 21 is a handsome brown-eyed paratrooper serving in the Judea and Samaria unit, which is confronting an upsurge in terrorism there. Shuval parked a communications utility vehicle, something similar to a closed Jeep, in Calandia, north of Jerusalem. It was time for a lunch break for him and his 2 soldiers, who played an important role in transmitting real-time information to headquarters. Let's eat together, Shuval convinced the others. Shuval got out of his seat, took their food, and created a kind of picnic next to the vehicle. His back rested on the truck. Suddenly, there was a big clank of metal on metal, and their vehicle exploded in a massive blast. Unknowingly, they had parked on one of the many booby traps planted there by terrorists. The explosion was united by a solenoid battery, like the one that opens your car. The main blast was in the driver's seat. It was a miracle that I survived, said Shuval. He would have been dead if he hadn't left the vehicle to set up the picnic. Still, he was badly injured. He was crawling away, sure that his right leg was no longer part of his body, but fortunately, he was wrong. The expert orthopedists, led by Professor Yoram Weil, and vascular surgeons saved Shuval's leg and his life. Like the seniors mentioned in the previous story, he was operated on in the underground surgical suites of the Sarah Weissman Davidson Tower. In additional surgeries, all those special techniques that Hadassah orthopedists have in their toolkit were used, including 3D printing of bone grafts, bone parts. I was so grateful to have my leg, said Shuval. So many soldiers lost limbs, but at Hadassah they fought successfully to save mine. It's an amazing place. Thank you, Hadassah. Hadassah saves limbs. Hadassah saves lives. Hadassah makes a difference. Join us in supporting Israel, health, education, youth. Israel needs us. We can help, and we can make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. We'll turn now to our prayer for healing on page 371. If you're thinking of someone in need of healing of body or spirit or both, I invite you to call them to mind, picture them in your mind and heart, and share their names with us before we recite the words together. Can we hear our Zoomers? Let's try it. Anyone on Zoom?
Gerald Smith, Adrian Brown, Craig Spiegel, Bruce Baldwin, Sarah and Linda Spiegel.
My sister Jeannie, Ellen, Jerry Ann, Kevin, Marilyn Garlick, and Louise Smith.
Nancy Ellen, Margaret Simpson, Haiti Carpenter, Brenda Fisher, Muriel and Stephen Gregg, Barbara Lowe, Kent and Karen Rasmussen, and Lydia Allen.
And those in here. Let's turn to page 371. Sing these words together. Misheberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We'll turn to page 586 and rise for Alinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Page 591. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. You can be seated. As we prepare for the words of Kaddish, I'd like to invite Doris to share the words on page 595.
There are stars up there, so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly. Through their time with us is done, but the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. And we live our days. These are the ways we remember.
As I say the name of your loved one, I invite you to rise in their honor before we say Kaddish together. This week we're observing the yahrzeit, the anniversary of death of Molly Simon Becker, mother of Rebecca Miller, Sarah Kaplan, mother of Malcolm Kaplan, Gertrude Eisenbrook, mother of Alan Eisenbrook, Anna Fishman, grandmother of Arlen Bitter Peavy, and Benjamin Katz, father of Phyllis Domino. If you are in the first year of mourning a close loved one, I invite you to share their names as well. And if there are others who are remembering someone and would like to share their names. And anyone on Zoom?
Danny Radcliffe, and Paulette Jones.
Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing. 598, please rise. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kari v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiram be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, and comfort to all who are bereaved. Together we say. Amen. Please be seated. I'd like to invite Janice to share some announcements from the board.
Shabbat Shalom. Okay, now, Social Action Committee is asking you to please continue to bring in your empty glass and plastic bottles to turn into recycling. We have a box right here, right behind Tony. We'd love to have you bring them in so we can return them to recycling and bring it to our Social Action Committee budget line. Sunday, June 1st is Erev Shavuot, the holiday that commemorates the giving of the Torah on Mount Zion. It is a TBT tradition to celebrate with our friends at Congregation Beth Emek, and this year they will be hosting. Join us at 7:30 p.m. at Beth Emek for a festive service, followed by a special Oneg Hag and study session. Since Rabbi Milder is on sabbatical, our very own Rabbi Sarah will be leading the service and study, and our very own Rachel Shapiro will give the Devar Torah. Love it. We will conclude our observance of Shavuot with a Yitzchak Memorial Service on Monday, June 2nd at 7 p.m. on Zoom. Please join us on Sunday, June 8th at 10 a.m. in person or via Zoom for TBT's annual congregational meeting. This is a real important meeting. We'll celebrate our accomplishments, vote on the board of directors, and the budget for the coming year will be presented. There will also be time for congregant comments. Now, sports time. The San Jose Earthquake soccer team, Jonathan, is hosting a Jewish Heritage Day and Pride Night on Wednesday, July 16th. Bring your friends and family and join TBT to see the Quakes take on FC Dallas, Texas. Check the weekly for instructions on how to purchase tickets. And lastly, but by all means, very importantly, we thank our guest speaker, Karen Bloom, for coming down from Oakland to spend time with us and talk about Hadassah, such a vital organization. And to celebrate our Oneg Shabbat. And thank you to Ann Anderson and Janine for representing the worship committee, and to Tony for running the AV, and also Ann organized this. So we want to especially thank Ann Anderson. Thank you. And also, we want to honor Rabbi Sarah with a 1 year, she already knows this, 1 year membership to Hadassah. Of course, right? Doesn't that just fit the evening? And we want to honor Karen for speaking with a donation to, fill in the blank, Hadassah. Yes, and thank you so much. Hey, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. I've already got my my card. I'm now a card-carrying member. Thank you so much. A certificate and a card. So we will offer our family blessing. It is a tradition on Shabbat to bless your children. We have extended this to all of our loved ones here and far away in our hearts. So reach out to each other as we offer these words of blessing. Yavarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine upon you and be gracious to you. May you feel God's presence with you, and may God grant you peace. Amen. And we will close with a prayer for peace. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Peace will yet come. If you need the words, they're on page 657. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam shalom. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Shabbat shalom, Chag Sameach. Hope to see you on Sunday night. But first, let's do Kiddush.